I think it's really difficult to pin it down to one particular thing. But if I had to pick one particular outlook, it would be that the patient is involved as early in the project as possible. And I don't just mean by a survey or a questionnaire. I mean real physical involvement where the patient has been right at the forefront. I remember an entry from some time ago with a lady who was a cancer patient, and she did a project with one of her doctors, and they worked together right from the outset with the idea, discussing how it was going to look, what the project would look like, how they would go about it. And the patient and the doctor worked hand in hand throughout the entire process. And to me, that it inspired me to do more projects, but it also made me realize that, you know, people talk about combined working and joint working and working together, but it can really have an impact. And as it happens, it won. It won the category it was entered in, but also it led to the patient award that came in future years because we thought that Penn thought they were missing something because there wasn't an award aimed at the patient level. So I think if you can involve your patients as part of your team in your organization as early as possible and have a meaningful contribution from one or more patients or their carers or family members, I think that is something that would catch my attention. And my process is that I like to read everything first. So I'll sit down with multiple cups of coffee and I'll read through all the entries. And only after I've done that will I start making notes and then start deciding on what are the aspects of each entry that I prefer. And it's purely a personal thing, and I'm sure they'll, for every single judge that's involved, and there's hundreds of them, I'm sure you'll get a different answer from every single one. But that's my view. I like patient involvement. I like the involvement to be as early as possible in the project and as much as possible. I really like a story. So I want you to tell me the story of your project. I would like to know lots of detail, but I also like to know that there's been lots of people involved. And as much as possible, if you can follow the layout, that makes it very easily to score the boxes. So if I was advising somebody on writing a submission, I would say follow the layout of the application form, but don't forget the final boxes because I think when we get near the end of the application process, we talk about transferability and sustainability, and they are really important because I think sometimes people miss those off a little bit and don't give as strong an answer in the final sections as they could. And we need the evidence to be able to give the marks. So give us as much evidence as you possibly can in an easy to read format, telling your story, and you'll be on to a winner.